Well, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you who are here. Thank you to my colleagues. Thank you to all of our speakers today. This is so critical. You know, we saw last week that despite the fact that there are Republican bills right now that would jeopardize birth control, Republicans were unwilling to vote to protect contraception. This week, we are going to see where they stand on IVF. As each of us has made clear, the threat to IVF is not hypothetical. We already saw the chaos and heartbreak caused when the Alabama Supreme Court upended IVF access. Women who were days away from appointments they had waited months for and spent thousands of dollars on had their treatment canceled and their dreams of motherhood thrown into uncertainty. This already happened. It was national news. It was complete chaos. So Republican efforts to dismiss this vote as fear-mongering are simply not going to fly. Today, the threat is not gone because the Life at Conception Act, supported by a majority of House Republicans, would make fetal personhood the law of the land and take the crisis that we saw in Alabama nationwide. Meanwhile, Republicans' bill to allegedly protect IVF wouldn't do anything to stop these attacks. In fact, it explicitly allows states to enact restrictions and burdensome requirements that would force IVF clinics to close their doors. That bill is nothing but a PR stunt, providing cover for Republicans to keep somehow pretending they're not going to control women's bodies. Now, the good news is if Republicans really, truly, and honestly want to protect IVF in a meaningful way, we have a bill, Democrats, to do just that. The Right to IVF Act protects the right to IVF. It lowers IVF costs for families, including our service members and veterans who should never have to sacrifice their ability to start their families. Tomorrow, we're going to hold a Senate vote on the right to IVF for all the American public to see. Every senator will be put on the record as to whether they are serious about supporting IVF, serious about preventing more chaos like we saw in Alabama, and serious about standing with the 1 in 7 women who need to turn to care like IVF to grow their families. So don't let Republicans fool you. Their top political leaders, including the Speaker of the House, continue to support legislation that would give an embryo the exact same rights as a living, breathing human being. They know that that is at total odds with IVF, and they do not care. They just want the American people to forget that inconvenient truth until after November, and we're not going to let them. Senate Democrats are going to protect your right to IVF, and we will protect all reproductive health care for women in this country. Thank you all so much for standing with us in this critical battle.